Okay, so in today's video, guys, we are going to be going through 10 things that I did not like about Piggy Book 2. Yes, I know that was a long one, and yes, I know that this video might come across a little bit negative. So if you would like some positivity, I did create a video just the other day where I went through 10 things that I did like about Piggy Book 2. But Minitoon, you'd be glad to know that this video was a lot harder to make than the ones that I did like. I felt like I was trying to nitpick a little bit just to try and find 10 things in this video, whereas the 10 videos that I did like even got some honorable mentions. So although this video may come across a little bit negative, I did struggle to find 10 points. But I did manage to find 10 points. So those are the things that we are going to be going through in today's video. But of course, as always, if you are new around here, make sure to subscribe to the channel. It's most definitely free and you guys can always change your mind later on down the line. Also, if you would like to join my Roblox group, then make sure to head down into the description down below where you guys will find a link. So guys, without further ado, let's do this. Number 1, the TSP Reveal. Now, with the TSP literally being one of the biggest mysteries in Book 1, I kind of felt as though that TSP was maybe revealed just a little bit too soon. Now, I'm aware that Willow was basically one of the main characters going through Book 2, so Minitoon had to reveal Willow in some way, shape or form. But it would have been kind of cool to kind of see her maybe reveal that she was a part of TSP right at the end in the hidden ending. Because personally, I don't think that TSP members really did much for the storyline. And having that mystery of what exactly is TSP still going through Book 2 and people still trying to make accusations and guesses, trying to solve who TSP actually is, I felt as though would have been amazing. So for me personally, I just felt like TSP was revealed maybe just a little bit too soon. Number 2, the long waits. Now, it didn't go unnoticed that there was quite a long wait in between chapters. Now, just to put into some perspective, I have come up with some statistics. Don't worry guys, I love my statistics. Now that Ali's was released on, I believe, the 12th of September. So that being said, since the 12th of September when the Ali's was released all the way up until chapter 12 was released, that was a total of 58 weeks. So that being said, we would be on chapter 29 by now if we still got updates every 2 weeks like we did in Book 1. I know that Minitoon was kind of struggling to get them out on time and stuff like that, and bugs would arise, but unfortunately I think that maybe the long waits is maybe what just made people kind of get a little bit less interested in Piggy. Number 3, chapters 7, 8 and 9. Now, this part of the Piggy Book 2 storyline, let's be honest, I'm gonna be completely honest, was pretty boring. Minitoon has said that it was just filler for the Piggy story. And while it was just filler, it literally did nothing for the Piggy storyline. As Creek would say, if you took out chapters 7, 8 and 9, it would literally change nothing about the Piggy storyline. It would still be the same story if those chapters were taken out. So for me, I felt as though that's a part of the Piggy storyline that maybe did fall just a little bit dry. Maybe just one more little kind of like hint or something like a secret or a mystery just to be added in would be amazing. I know that we got the friend thing that you could have got if you tapped on the door, but that thing, it kind of really didn't go anywhere. We spawned in the friend thing and it really didn't do anything. Yes, it looked like Mr. Stitchy, but we didn't get Mr. Stitchy, so it really didn't do much. Number 4, the power-ups. Now, the power-ups at the time felt like it was going to be really good fun. But again, I don't really feel as though that the power-ups really did anything. Okay, sure, you can use a magnifying glass and you can find out where keys are and it helps you to find where things are a little bit easier. And sure, you can speed off away from the piggy when the piggy's getting a little bit close to you. But still, really didn't do much. I would have loved to seen that like power-up thing maybe be utilized just a little bit more. So maybe, for example, you get given a taser and you can go and tase the piggy or something like that. I don't know. I just felt as though that the power-ups really didn't do much, and I really didn't care much for actually collecting the scrolls. I don't know. Maybe that's my opinion, but you guys let me know, what do you guys think about the power-ups down in the comment section down below. Number 5, the infection. Now, it pains me to say, but I feel as though that the main reason as to how Piggy became Piggy kind of got forgotten about. This whole world of Lucella literally fell infected. Everybody got infected, and that was the main thing that literally kicked off this whole entire Piggy storyline. But going from book 1 into book 2, I feel as though that the infection aspect of this storyline maybe got neglected a little bit. I don't know about you guys, but in Piggy book 2, I didn't really feel as though that I was in a zombie apocalypse, and I felt that I was more in a paranormal world. But there will be more on that coming on in this video. Number 6, returning characters. Now, I feel as though that seeing a returning character, you know, maybe like Pony's dad or Mr. P or Mrs. P, wouldn't have gone amiss. I feel as though us, you know, long-time storytellers, that, you know, the ones that love Piggy, that from the beginning, that we saw Mr. P and we saw Mrs. P and we saw all of these things and stuff like that. I feel as though that we would have loved to see Mr. P at some point, even in a distant memory, or maybe even in a distorted character chapter thing. I was really hopeful that Mr. P was going to return. After all, I feel as though that Mr. P was one of the biggest characters in the Piggy storyline. I feel as though that Piggy was going the best when Mr. P was around. I feel as though that Mr. P was one of the best characters added into Piggy. But again, let me know, what do you guys think in the comment section down below. Number 7, the journals. Now, the journals are just a little bit tedious, I'll be honest. Yeah, sure, it's great getting all of these journals, but do I really want to spend literally 3 hours going around in maps just trying to find some notes just to get a little bit of an extra diary? Absolutely not. For example, when I was doing my top 10 videos, I literally just took screenshots from other people's videos. Actually, that's a lie. I actually took it from people that uploaded it to Twitter. But that was just the easy way for me to not have to go all the way back to the house chapter to collect literally, I can't even remember how many notes you have to find. I think it might be 5 notes that you have to find in every single chapter in order to get all the way to the next, like, book 2, chapter 12, the lab. Like, you couldn't just go to one chapter and maybe just get the journal for that chapter. You had to go all the way back to book 1, chapter 1, and do it in order all the way up until Piggy book 2, chapter 12. For me, personally, it was just a bit tedious. Number 8, T.O. Now, don't get me wrong, T.O. is one of the most insane looking characters added into Piggy. Insane. Absolutely insane. Supernob, the person that actually created this, I believe that that's who created T.O. anyway, they did an incredible job making it, so there is no complaints on that side of things. But this is the point that is linking back to the infection, where the infection got forgotten about. I felt as though that we was going more from an infection point of view all the way into a paranormal type of view. Having T.O. added into book 2, it made it feel as though that we weren't in a zombie apocalypse anymore, and it felt as though that we were more in a paranormal game. Now again, don't get me wrong, T.O. is an incredible character, but it really did change the aspect of what Piggy book 1 did feel like in comparison to Piggy book 2. I feel as though that everybody fell in love with the infection type of thing, and then in Piggy book 2 we got got this paranormal character that was from the underneath. For me, I didn't like that change. I would have preferred to have seen the infection storyline brought into Piggy Book 2 just a little bit more, but again, that is just my opinion. You guys may have loved the paranormal thing, but for me, I just didn't enjoy it. But again, I would just like to say, Tio is an incredible skin. He's an incredible character. I just didn't like the change. Number 9, the updates. Now, annoyingly, the updates came out so late here in the UK. Now, I would just like to say, I know that it's going to have to come out really late at some place in the world. But with Piggy's, main, audience probably being either the Philippines, UK, and probably the United States, I feel as though that there is a time that would have probably benefited all of those countries. Even just updating Piggy in the morning in the United States would have made things a lot better for us United Kingdom people. I mean, I don't know the time difference between the Philippines, but I don't think there is that much difference from the United States. I would have loved to live stream actually playing it. I think the last live stream that I did in Piggy Book 2 was potentially the refinery, and that one was one that I got a bit crazy at because of all the TSP characters chasing after me. In hindsight, they were really not that bad, but I just really struggled just because it was getting a little bit late and my mind was just completely mind-boggled. So I would have liked to seen the updates come out just maybe a little bit earlier in the day, just so that us Europeans could have covered it. But I told myself that, you know what, I'm just gonna let it be what it will be, and I'll just get round to it on the Monday. And I get that Minitoon is also Canadian, so he's obviously going to do it in his time frame. But it is what it is, guys. Do not worry, I don't mind too much. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I felt like I was trying to nitpick just a little bit. And finally, number 10, Georgie's involvement. Okay, so hear me out, guys. The name of this game is Piggy, and in Piggy Book 2 it kind of more became Wolfie or Tio-y. It kind of became more about different characters than it did about Piggy. Now for me, the whole storyline started with the pig family. It was to do with the pig family, and we didn't really get anything to do with the name of Piggy in Piggy Book 2. Like I said, I was nitpicking just a little bit, but I would have liked to seen Georgie get a little bit more involved in Piggy Book 2. I don't feel as though that he was utilized that much. And like I said, I do feel as though that it did become more of a paranormal type of thing than it did actually about the infection. So I can see why Georgie was kind of dropped from the storyline just a little bit in Piggy Book 2. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for today's video. Make sure to let me know in the comment section down below what did you guys think about my points. But if you guys could be using star code Antixx when you are buying Robux or Premium, that would be much appreciated. But until then, guys, thank you all very much for joining. We'll see you guys in the next one.